In today's video, I'm talking about a plethora of PMDG 737s, from an update to the 737-700, to the imminent release of the 737-600, hopefully coming to us next week, to the mid-August release of the 737-800, all by PMDG. All of today's information comes off a PMDG development update by Robert Radazzo on his forum last night, so without further delay, let's get right into it. Okay, so shall we kick it off with the baby Boeing, the 737-600. This aircraft should be with us next week. Now, a bit of information about the 600 variant. It's tiny. It comes in at a length of 31.27 metric meters, compared to 40 meters for the 800, so it's much shorter than most of you will be familiar with in real life. Importantly, the PMDG 737-600 has been used as a test bed for their new lateral flight path model. To you and me, that's mostly LNAV autopilot functions and how the airliner decides it's going to fly laterally. This improved lateral flight path model results in improved accuracy closer to real life, and eventually this will be brought over to the whole 737 family by PMDG. But as I said, they're using the 737-600 as the test bed for this aircraft, so this will be the first one to be officially released with it. Now, there's last minute bugs to fix on the 737-600, but once that's all out the way, this aircraft should be with us. Robert on his forum says maybe by next week. Now, this should be the cheapest 737 by PMDG available for Microsoft Flight Sim, coming in at a price of around $50 US. Now, I personally expect sales on this aircraft, or of this aircraft I should say, to be really low with this one. PMDG's business model with their 737 family on Microsoft Flight Sim has kind of been to spread all the variants out, so you're kind of almost forced to buy one if you want to use the 737. Well, with the delays of the 737-600 being a few weeks now, this business model has kind of kicked PMDG up the backside. I think now this release of the 600 is a bit too close to the 800, which is coming in mid-August, so 2-3 weeks time. Now that means the 600 variant is less desirable. People aren't going to pay $50 US for an aircraft if they're going to pay $75 US for a very similar aircraft in 3 weeks time. Maybe I'm completely wrong here, but the 600 variant is of course the most undesirable in real life. Not a lot of airlines have them, so not a lot of people are going to want it. That's just my opinion anyway. I might be completely wrong, but I do think I'm correct here. I can't see sales of the 600 variant being that high, even if the lateral flight path model is released solely on this first. Now, moving from a very short aircraft to a slightly short aircraft, we move over to the 737-700, the aircraft you're seeing in the background of this video throughout it. The beautiful 700 variant received an update last night. To be exact, it was update 0.0029. Now basically this was a smaller update focusing on texture and quality of life improvements, most notably floating textures were fixed and some geometry fixes as well. You can download this via the PMDG Operations Centre now. Here you can see me doing it, it's really easy to do. That's one thing I do love about PMDG, everything is so simple. Now there's also an update coming alongside the 600 release for the 737-700, and this will bring over the new lateral flight path model to the 737-700, which basically improves LNAV to keep it simple. And also with Sim Update 10, there'll be an update released when that update comes out that will fix some of the screens flickering in the 737-700. It's not a bug that I have all too often, but I've seen people that have got it. Sim Update 10 is set to really improve Microsoft Flight Sim. I've tried the beta and I do find it's good for performance, but of course it still needs to be polished off before the kind of public release, I guess. So to summarise, the 737-700 received an update last night, albeit a small one. Hopefully it's made your experience better. And there's going to be 2 updates pretty close in the future, one coming alongside the 737-600 release, which will introduce better LNAV into the 700 variant, and one alongside Sim Update 10, which will fix many bugs. Let's move away from the 737-700 to the hugely popular 737-800. This aircraft is coming in the middle of August, not too far away. Development is on track well for the 8 variants of the 737-800. Of course, we're getting the Boeing Business Jet 2, we're getting the cargo variant, we're getting the 737-800 passenger variant, and there's going to be some other variants brought over there. I don't know, they haven't been too specific, but I imagine it's engine types. Exciting stuff. We do get a photo of the 737-800 Boeing Business Jet 2. It looks really long, like they say on the forum. It's probably because we're also used to the 700 variant now, so this just looks a bit like the 900 almost, but at the end of the day, it is actually the 800. I cannot wait to see this aircraft. It's going to take a bit of an internal motivation for me to buy it, because I really do enjoy the 737-700, and am I going to pay $75 to buy a similar variant? I probably will eventually, but maybe not instantly. All in all, this is the most popular 737 variant in real life, so I imagine it'll be one of the most popular on Microsoft Flight Sim. Its price will be close to the 700 variant, as I said, around $75 I do believe. And as stated on my videos before, when Sim Update 10 does come out, it should allow PMDG to start porting over these products to Xbox, which I do believe is their intention. It's something to do with the WASM displays. I've got no clue what it means. I'd be lying to you if I said I did. It stands for WebAssembly, but that's as far as I know. But as soon as that's brought over to Xbox with Sim Update 10, it should allow for more developers to port their products over to Xbox. Now, nothing is of course set in stone, and it might not happen, but I do believe it's PMDG's intention. Of course, a while ago they did release their DC6 on Xbox, but it was taken down after it broke. I think it might be the backup now, but don't hold me to it. I don't play Microsoft Flight Sim on Xbox anymore. So hopefully they'll be coming to Xbox, but you will be waiting a bit. All in all, the 737-800, the most popular variant in real life, and I imagine in the simulator, is coming in the middle of August. Everything's on track. Hopefully we'll see it soon. Some final bits to clear up for you. They are still working in depth on the electronic flight bag, that little tablet or iPad you see in the cockpit, but progress here is clearly on the back burner, as we won't see any previews of the PMDG EFB until after the release of the 800 variant, so at least until mid-August. I've spoken about Sim Update 10 a lot in this video, but they're also preparing for the release of Sim Update 10 by working on their aircraft in Sim Update 10's beta, which is actually what I'm using as well. Sim Update 10 will allow for weather radar to be reintroduced into Microsoft Flight Sim in a correct format, and PMDG are working on theirs. What a bumper video it has been, covering all the PMDG news. I hope you've enjoyed it. Be sure to tell me down below, what do you look forward to most? Am I out of touch? Are you really looking forward to the 737-600? Or is it the 800 variant you've got your eyes on? Of course, every single aircraft has had hard work on it, and they're all equally enjoyable, I would imagine, so it really doesn't matter. But of course, I do think the 800 variant will be the most popular because of its position in real life. Really cool of PMDG to keep us updated in this way. It was a really extensive update and I've actually enjoyed talking about it. Sometimes I feel like I repeat myself in these videos, but this time I felt like there was actually a lot more to talk about that I could squeeze into the video, so I hope you've learned something. From me today, that is all. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button down below to stay up to date with the most important Microsoft Flight Sim news, add-ons, reviews and everything in between. I also do some aviation content such as real life trip reports. In fact, at the end of this video you can check out my flight to Abu Dhabi with Etihad Airways on their 787-9. And of course, real world aviation, I'm doing my PPL in real life, so stick around for content on that. I'll see you around, guys. Bye bye.